which will head to the Catholic League tournament as the heavy favorite. Find out next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
The Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
Breaks the two tackle. He's going down the right sideline. He's going down.
Today's show is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods, Papa John's, the Baltimore area Toyota dealers, and Best Buy.
Hi, and welcome to the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. I'm Jerry Bembry, sports writer with the Sun. We start our show today with the West Baltimore football battle for the Sylvester W. Jim Perpetual Memorial Trophy. For years, Douglas and Carver High Schools have played for the trophy, and on Friday, that battle continued. Let's go to Brian Sinkoff for the highlights.
It was homecoming at Carver Friday afternoon as Douglas and Carver, both 3-1, try to remain in the chase for a Class 3A playoff spot and claim their traditional trophy. Douglas got their offense rolling in a hurry as quarterback Fred West gets free from a defender, hurls the ball downfield, and look at this spectacular 70-yard fingertip grab by Darrell Bowling to go on top of the Bears, 6-0. Bear quarterback Devon Morgan tried to tie the game with his down and out to Reggie Durant, but he overshoots him by a mile. Well, if at first you don't succeed, maybe try the other side, because this one is covered by Mackenzie Horton, who picks it off and scampers 25 yards before being forced out of right near our cameraman. Carver's defense says one good turnover deserves another. Cortland Shields forces West to cough up the ball right there, and they pounce on it. And once again, Carver in control, and the homecoming fans were certainly loving it. But not for long here, as a swing-out pass to Durant gets away from him, and he turns the ball back over to Douglas in a turnover-filled game. The Ducks then seize the opportunity to capitalize and check out this rollout strike to Bowling, which puts them on the Carver's doorstep at the 1-yard line. An easy plunge over the goal line seals the 12-0 victory for Douglas and a place in the trophy case for the heralded Silver Cup until next year. Number 1, John Carroll played host to the number 3 Pirates of Notre Dame Prep in what could be a warm-up for a head-to-head rematch in the Catholic League tournament, which begins on Tuesday. Patriots trying to get on the scoreboard early as they get it over to Katie Wheelahan, but Pirate goalie Lauren Stone spoils the party, and she pounces on the loose ball for one of her 21 saves in the day. Notre Dame played undermanned the whole day, but they managed to hold off John Carroll through all the hustle and determination. But the Patriots were relentless in their pursuit of a score as they outshot the Pirates 29-6, and narrowly missing the nets with shots to the top crossbar. Clipper goalie Maggie Pyzik was rarely challenged, but when she was, she certainly rose to the task, and both teams remained tied at the half. In the second half, Stone continued to sacrifice her body, smothering anything near the net, and regulation ended in a 0-0 tie. In overtime, the Clippers' hard luck continued, with shots hitting the piping and shots hitting the ever-present Stone. Is this thing possible they could be here all night? It sure seemed like that. But just in the second overtime, when Jenny Bisco put an end to this defensive gem, with this shot just past a diving Stone to raise the Patriots' record a notch to 15-1 and keep their momentum rolling into this week's tournament. The high-flying number 3 Lions of Delaney roared into number 6 Lock Ravens' nest last week for this mighty showdown between these two unbeaten Division I foes. This match, however, would be decidedly controlled by Delaney as Lions stand-up Megan Heagley slams home one of her 10 kills, and Trini Papavalasu would master her serve throughout the day, keeping the Raiders off balance. Delaney was looking to clinch their second consecutive division title and defend it next week against the Division II champion. They were also looking to extend their winning streak, having not lost a game coming into this match. They were able to do so, taking control of the first game 15-7. But somehow, Lock Raven was able to defeat the Lions for the first time and even the score at 1 game apiece. Once again, it was precision serving by Papavalasu, which would be the difference in this one, as she finishes the match with 3 aces on the final 4 serves to clinch the title and maintain their perfect record.
When we come back, the area's top 2 boys soccer teams get together for MIAA bragging rights. Curly McDonough is the Dick's Sporting's big game of the week, and it's next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. Welcome back. On September 15th, the McDonough boys soccer team was ranked 2nd in the Baltimore Sun poll when they were upset by 4th-ranked Curly. Going into Saturday, McDonough was again ranked 2nd, and Curly was number 1. It's the Dick's Sporting Goods big game of the week. Before we go out to Brian Sinkoff at the game, let's look at this week's Classroom Stars. First, from McDonough, we salute Kaiser Tawdry, a sophomore forward who's earned a 3.7 grade point average, and Michael Lynch, a senior fullback from Curly, who sports a 3.9 GPA. Now let's get right to it. Curly McDonough, Dick's Sporting Goods big game of the week.
It was a battle between number 1 and number 2 at Curly on this Halloween afternoon as the unbeaten Friars played host to the twice-beaten McDonough Eagles. And Curly goalkeeper Adam Jackson got things off on the right foot for the Friars. John Cole blasts a low liner, but Jackson is right there to cover up for the stymie. He kept the Eagles at bay all day long. Curly broke the scoreless tie just 17 minutes into the match. The deflected shot comes right to Mark Angelini, and he fires it just outside the penalty box. And it catches Benson off guard and goes the other way for the score. It was 1-0 Friars at the half. That's their leading scorer, and that's the last time we will hear from the junior striker in this one. Early in the second half, Curly doubles up their lead. Check out the through ball here from Santino Corenta. He sets up Angelini real nicely, and the little guy does the rest to put it by the keeper and give the Friars a comfortable 2-0 lead. But McDonough didn't go down easy as they relied on their star midfielder to get on the board. John Cole just rips his free kick past the sprawling Adam Jackson, and it goes into the nets. The lead was sliced in half at 2-1 with 7 minutes to go. But faster than you could say, trick or treat, Angelini gets his 3rd goal to complete the hat trick. The ball is played in the middle, it bounces around in front, and Angelini uses his head to knock it over the keeper's hands and into the nets for his 3rd goal of the game. Curly defeats McDonough 3-1, and they hold on to their number 1 ranking. The Friars are now 16-0-1 this year, and forward Marco Angelini has 16 goals in the season. So Curly wins at 3-1 over McDonough. Now the Friars in this week's conference earning the number 1 seed. They've done it to strengthen their defense that allowed 3 goals all season long.
We knock the ball around so well. We know we're going to get our chances, and knowing the defense is back there to work their chances is just a boost to the Eagles and confidence on everybody, on the entire team.
Just getting 1 goal against McDonough is hard, so getting on top, that's a big thing against McDonough. Once you get on top, like, it's hard for them to get back, so getting the first goal is real big.
Thanks, Brian. After Patterson High School joined the State Association in 1993, the football team has made the state playoffs every year. That is until last year, when a 7-3 record ended the streak. This year, the Clippers have rebounded, winning their first 8 games and earning a number 9 ranking. And in leading that turnaround, Patterson's Roger Wren is the Toya Coach of the Week.
I love the sport, but I really enjoy working with these kids, and it's a challenge, but it's a fun sort of thing, and every year is a new year. It's not like building a company and seeing it to the end. You know, my year starts all over again every year, and I never know exactly what's going to be and how it's going to fit together.
Things seem to be fitting together very nicely for Coach Wren and his number 9 Clippers, but after 25 years and 170 victories, this might be expected. But one has to understand the makeup of the Patterson football team to appreciate the tremendous job Roger Wren has done.
Many of our kids are wanting in many ways, emotionally as well as financially and some spiritually. And they have all of the classic symptoms that are exhibited within an inner city school, but they need to belong. I mean, it's why gangs are so prevalent in Los Angeles. They need to belong to something, and we want to give them a viable alternative and something constructive to do and be part of a group. fun part is the kids that you coach and where they are 10 years from now and where they are next year. And I've been here long enough to kind of see them, a whole lot of them as adults, and know what kind of effect it really has had on their lives.
Congratulations, Roger Wren, and congratulations to some of the area's best student athletes. When we return, we'll showcase this week's Toyota Athletes of the Week. Each week, Toyota and the Baltimore Sun will recognize outstanding male and female athletes of the week. This week's winners are Courtney Outen, a senior sweeper on the Perry Hall soccer team. Outen played a major role in a recent upset win over Falston. And Hardy McSpadden of the CM Wright football team. In a win over Aberdeen, McSpadden scored via the rush, a pass reception, and a punt return. We congratulate Courtney and Hardy, our Toyota Athletes of the Week.
Like really important thing to me is that I keep like a level head. And I get out there and I'm like, I push myself like as hard as I can. Like I'm really hard on myself personally. And so like my biggest goal, like once I get out there, is to like play my game.
And Courtney Outen was certainly on her game last week as this senior sweeper / honor roll student helped the Gators of Perry Hall to their 8th shutout of the season with a 1-0 victory over Parkville and a stunning defeat of Falston. The Gators have allowed only 7 goals all season.
Basically played like the whole season for those 2 games. Like we've been practicing, like we were working so hard. And then we beat Falston 2-1 and we were just like extremely ecstatic about that. And then we went into the Parkville game not really knowing what to expect, but knowing that it was very important, like for us personally to win it. And we were like extremely ecstatic when we won. We were so excited.
And Courtney's excited about her chances of winning a scholarship to college next year to continue playing the game she can't get enough of.
I love it. Every game I play, I love it even more. I'm in love with this sport, like you couldn't believe. I've never ever had something that I was so passionate about that I could do it every day and not get the least bit tired of it.
And for her tireless efforts last week on behalf of the Perry Hall Gators, we congratulate Courtney Outen, our Toyota Female Athlete of the Week.
If I know I'm getting the ball, I'll read the defense, look to where I'm going before I go out there and do it. So I kind of have an idea of where I think I'm going to go for places.
Hardy McSpadden was bursting with ideas of where to go last week in a 35-0 rout of Aberdeen. Besides his 2 TDs rushing and receiving, he returned a punt for a 90-yard score, kicked 3 extra points, and had 2 interceptions.
I was really excited for the game. I was real jittery because I knew it was a big game. They were county champions last year, and it was a big game for us. So I was really ready to play for this game, I think.
He's a guy who can do it all, and he gives us a chance to break one. You know, give him a little crevice, and he can be gone at any time.
And Hardy's outstanding defensive play held Aberdeen's All-American receiver Stephon Watson to just 2 receptions. The victory improved the Mustangs' chances of securing one of the 8 playoff spots available in the Class 3A race. All just part of the game for Hardy.
I just like to go out and play the game, you know, and I enjoy doing it. So I just go out and play every day and hope that I do well.
And for doing extremely well last week in an important CM Wright victory, we congratulate Hardy McSpadden, our Toyota Male Athlete of the Week.
Now let's look at some of this week's best highlights, including the Best Buy Play of the Week and the Best Buy Best Cheer.
Our Best Buy Plays of the Week begins courtside with Lock Raven and Delaney squaring off as Aaron Reinhardt places the ball perfectly for Teresa Graham to slam home an important Lion victory to remain unbeaten in Baltimore County Division I play. Moving from town now to Carver, where we find the Bears' Kendall Goodrich set to receive the kickoff. He takes the ball, takes a stutter step in, then goes out, down the sidelines for a 44-yard return and some pretty good field position. Number 44, Tony Fisher of Douglas, shows off his running prowess as he takes a pitch, darts through the line in a flash en route to a 50-yard gain, which would eventually lead to a score. And our Best Buy Outstanding Play of the Week took place during the John Carroll NDP game as Jenny Bisco puts a shot on goal to break a scoreless tie, only to hit a wall of stone as Lauren Stone seals off the net to become the first team to shut out number 1 John Carroll in regulation and become our first Best Buy Outstanding Play of the Week. Today's Best Buy Best Cheer comes courtesy of our cheerleaders from Douglas High School.
When we come back, we'll meet this week's Papa John's featured student athlete. Welcome back. In a sense, Jeremy Voelkel is lucky to be walking and happy to be alive. You see, back in April, Jeremy was in a car accident that left him with 2 broken neck vertebrae and a brain injury. Jeremy's attempting an amazing comeback. Recently, he was cleared to practice with the Curl Christian soccer team. Let's meet Jeremy Voelkel, the Papa John's featured student athlete.
I thought I was going to be playing soccer, just have fun.
Typical thoughts from a typical young man about to enter his senior year. But in an instant, these pleasant thoughts turned tragic for Jeremy Voelkel, April 16th.
A friend and I and grandmom and his your brother coming from Ocean City. My friend was driving and he just had his learner's permit and his grandmom asked him if he'd like to drive. We were coming up Route 50. He was in the left lane. He hit the soft shoulder, put the car into a spin, and we missed 3 trees and we landed in one. And I was sitting in the back right seat, and that's where the tree came right in. It folded up right on top of me. And everyone else was fine. For the most part, his brother had a slight brain injury. The driver was fine. And the grandmom, she had a few broken ribs and a slight brain injury. And I broke my neck in C2, C3. Had slight brain injury, broke my femur, shattered my pelvis, laceration of spleen, all kinds of stuff.
Lightning stuff for Jeremy. Then came miracle. 2 policemen, a paramedic, and 2 nurses arrived within moments, all in separate cars, all just happened to be by.
That just doesn't happen seconds after the accident. I think God put them there for a reason.
The paramedic held Jeremy's head motionless for the hour and a half it took to free him. This perhaps saved him from permanent paralysis or possibly death.
When I was at the trial, there was over 25 people in the visiting room waiting to find out if I was going to make it or not. And I don't know. I think after the accident, I think it brought the school closer.
And it brought to Jeremy a newfound appreciation.
It's made me appreciate life more. Before I don't know, I was having a good time and stuff, but I didn't really appreciate it as much as I should have. I look back at it now, and I'm like, wow, I could have died back then, but I don't know, I just appreciate a lot more.
He was able to come to our sports banquet about 3.5 weeks after the accident, which is incredible when you consider what happened to him. And everyone he got an ovation. Everyone was just happy to see him and applauding, emotional tears. Everyone was happy. I've chosen him as my offensive captain. I have a habit of choosing the captains before the season because I don't choose them on the basis of their ability, but on their character. And just because he can't play, I didn't see the reason to change that. The character's still there.
Some games I really want to get in and play, but then I think back, and if I were to play now, I could be paralyzed or dead or something, and I'd much rather walk in the future. They told me about a year from the accident, I should be able to play again. It's His will. It's God's will. I'll do it.
That's it for today. Thanks for watching the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. We'll be back again next Sunday. Until then, keep up with the high school scene with the Sun's extensive coverage of prep sports. I'm Jerry Bembry, sports writer with the Sun. Until next Sunday, have a great school week ahead. The Toyota Prep Athlete Awards are courtesy of Larry Beck, the Trophy King.